Optimisation, the height of a balloon for any time t might be in hours past midnight, is given by this function. A couple of different possible questions. When is the maximum height of the balloon reached? Or what is the maximum height? They are completely different answers, and make sure you connect with what the question is asking. We will answer both of those here. So when we're thinking here, we're thinking this is a unhappy parabola, negative t squared. So if this is the height and this is the time axis, it's an upside down parabola, something like that. When is the maximum height is what's the t value when the maximum height is reached. So when is the maximum height is t equals. What is the maximum height is when t equals that. What is our height or elevation of the balloon? Okay, so our theory in optimization is that given this function, the maximum will happen when the gradient of this function is 0, because that's the maximum, and the gradient at the top of that parabola is 0. So we want a function that represents the gradient of h. So that's our gradient function, which is the derivative. So we need to differentiate negative t squared plus 2t. We're going to do that just by rule. So the 2 comes down the front. We're going to get negative 2t plus 2. So because we're finding the maximum height, so what we might say here is, let's communicate fully because we want an A. Maximums happen at stationary points. Therefore, find ht, and then we found ht. Okay. We further want to say that stationary points happen where gradient is 0, set the derivative function equal to 0 to find what the t value is where the slope is 0. So we get 0 equals minus 2t plus 2, t equals 1. So our first question here is, when is the maximum height achieved by the balloon? We've worked out that this t value here is 1 hour. 1 hour after the balloon's let go, it's at its maximum height. Now to find the height, basically we want to find the function that says height equals to, and we're going to set t equal to 1. So now we're going to find maximum height, which is the height when t is 1, and we're going to substitute 1 in there, and that's going to be equal to minus 1 plus 2, 1. Given that it's a worded question, we probably want to go, therefore, maximum height is 1, whatever the units are, kilometre. Same thing up here. If we had the question here, we would say, therefore, maximum height is after, what was it, 1 hour. So if it's a worded question, make sure you answer in a word, and make sure you answer the specific questions asked in the question.